London's LBC 97.3. Jenny Eclair.
Yes, Jenny Eclair with my new guest. Now, this is very strange because the person who's sitting sort of to the left of me now doesn't look at all like the person who I was expecting to join me. I just had a picture in my head. Steve O'Brien. Is it Brian or O'Brien?
It's O'Brien.
O'Brien. Well, no, because I know the comedian Dara O'Brien.
Oh, right. No, it's spelled differently, though.
Oh, right. Well,
He's got an extra letter somewhere.
Yeah, he would. I should really, really like him. But, right, you are the assistant editor or the associate
editor.
That's posher, isn't it?
It's sort of, I don't quite know what it means.
No, nobody knows what associate editors are.
It's a meaningless title.
Right, but you are the meaningless title editor of SFX magazine, which stands for...
Well, actually, it stands for Special Effects, but we only chose it as a title because it sounded kind of cool, you know.
Of course it stands for SFX. I've seen it in loads of scripts.
Yeah.
This is a science fiction magazine, though, is it not?
It
Have
is.
you got a copy of this magazine for me?
Oh, no, sorry.
You know, my guest
Nobody told
today,
me.
Horowitz didn't bring in anything.
We've interviewed him.
He's lovely.
He is lovely, yeah.
Because but he doesn't write science fiction, does he?
No, he has done in the past. Crime Traveller. He did that was a series for the BBC.
Well, he's done everything.
Yeah, I know.
The only thing he hasn't done is chick lit. Now, there's a challenge.
Oh, he will. He's quite a metrosexual kind of guy, I think.
OK, right. Steve O'Brien. You are SFX magazine, Special Effects magazine.
Yeah.
I presume...
No, it's not a Special Effects magazine.
It's not
no,
Special Effects.
Honestly, we just chose it because it just sounded cool, SFX. But
yeah,
but it's not that
fiction.
geeky. You know?
But it is quite geeky.
No, it's not.
I was expecting it to look really geeky.
Most of the stuff we cover is like Life on Mars and Doctor Who, and this is all big, popular cultural stuff, you know.
Yeah, well, they cover those in Radio Times.
Yeah, I know, but we just do it in a
you go
meteor way.
Can you stop banging your fist against the table because it sounds really clunky?
Okay.
Okay. The two things you've mentioned, the two programmes you've mentioned, Life on Mars.
Yeah.
I only got into it this series. Isn't it good?
It's amazing.
Why is it so good?
Because it has a kind of time travel element. That's always kind of popular, and also just our memories of the 70s. You know.
Do you not think it's also very good because there is the money that you can see on the screen? It's the attention to detail.
It looks like a really glossy show. I mean, it's got film like production values. You know.
And also the cast is stunning.
The cast is stunning, and also it shows a different kind of 70s to that you get on kind of I Love 1973, I Love 1974, which is all kind of space hoppers, and it's all a sort of...
I really like that dark side of the 70s.
Oh,
the
absolutely.
actor Philip Glenister playing the real bigot cop.
Yeah. And we forget, what...
Well, I actually bring back the bigot cop. No,
Yeah.
don't. Obviously, that's a very stupid thing to say, and I take it right back right now before any of you email in. I was just being facetious.
You don't want another Birmingham 6 or go for 4.
But, I mean, that's what I do like about the programme, how knowing it is, and this sort of little... The only thing that doesn't work for me is the bridge between... Because I didn't see the first series, the bridge between his real coma self... the 2007 coma self and his 1973 self. I don't like it when he gets sort of interference on televisions and all that sort of thing. I don't think that...
Well, it's all explained in the last episode.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I've seen, but I can't.
Oh, no, you must.
No way. I'd be murdered.
Is there going to be another series of that then, or is it all going to be tied up?
There might be a spin-off stroke sequel series.
Oh, what is it with these spin-offs at the moment? I don't understand it, because you're really into talk to me about the new series of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
How many have you seen?
The first 2. And very good they are too.
Are they really?
Of course, yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, Russell T Davies always seems to sort of come up with the goods, you know. It's fantastic. And we got a new companion, so, you know, there's reasons to get excited.
This is Freema
Agyeman. I think it's Agyeman anyway. But this time next year we'll all know.
Okay, there's because I read somewhere the other day. You know, there are why is Doctor Who so good? 3 words: Russell T Davies. I mean, he really, in the hands of someone else, it would.
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, you know, some of the other episodes. I mean, Stephen Moffat's episodes are fantastic. Gareth
Why
Roberts
do I know his name?
Coupling.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, amazing episodes. They've won awards, you know, in the States.
So, is this your particular interest, the Doctor Who thing?
Has been since I was 1, yeah.
No, don't be daft. That's just really precocious. You weren't really into Doctor Who when you were 1.
Okay, 7 then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so who, because generationally you can always tell how old somebody is. Guess who was my Doctor Who? Be very careful, Steve.
Pertwee.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then there was another one after. Who was after Pertwee?
That was Tom Baker.
Yeah, he's all right, but Pertwee was the gentleman Doctor Who. I mean,
Yeah, dashing and
very good-looking man.
if you like that sort of thing.
Well, I do.
Okay.
I like a tall, silver-haired fellow.
Yeah.
It's the kind of market
Kinda
I'm in these
craggy.
days. Yeah, really big face, big nose. I love a great big hawk.
Well, hey, do you
Yeah.
like Jonathan Miller?
Yes, I do,
there you go.
actually.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
He would have made a very good doctor, actually.
Yeah. Who else? Who else do you think has, are the doctors we should have had that maybe slipped through the doctor net? I mean, there's a lot of snobbery about the different doctors, and people always say that the doctors in this sort of, was it the 80s and early
Yeah.
90s doctors were really not quite up there.
Yeah, there were a couple that really should never have been employed.
Okay, and they are, in your opinion...
In my opinion, they're Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy, but I think most people would agree with me there.
I don't agree with you about Sylvester McCoy.
Really?
Well, I don't know because I don't really remember the Doctor Who's, but I really, really like him as an actor, as a stage person.
I think that's his natural forte.
Yeah. Okay. You try and dig yourself out of that hole. aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Just shouldn't be allowed on television.
So, my Doctor Who was John Pertwee. You're, I'd say, 10 years younger than me. I'd say you're sort of 35-ish.
37, thank you.
Right, well, I know because you told me, and I've decided to be kind to you.
Oh, bless you.
I'm 47, so in fact you are...
No.
Yes, I know. How can it be?
I know.
Well
You
done.
can knock me down with a feather.
All right, now you're getting sarcastic. So who was your Doctor Who then?
Sort of Tom Baker stroke Peter Davison, really.
Did you know, as a 7-year-old, that your Doctor Who wasn't all that?
No, it took me a long time to... Actually, it took me until I actually met him for me to realise quite how insane he is. But I don't know, I think the best doctors tend to be the ones who are weird in real life, so...
Oh, right, so who would you... OK, let's chart your doctors.
OK.
Top. Who's the... No,
Tom.
let's say Tom Baker.
Tom Baker, yeah.
Tom Baker.
And then I'd probably say Peter Davison, simply because he was that, he was my doctor at an impressionable age.
Yeah.
Probably Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant sort of joint third. I think they're great. Both great, in very different ways.
OK, Christopher Eccleston. Right, I think Christopher Eccleston is a marvellous actor, and I like his look. I think he's, a lean, mean, fascinating person to look at. I didn't like it when he was made to do light comedy. I could never be convinced. Of the sort of funny moments, I kind of cringed when he was doing those.
It wasn't really his natural forte.
No, he doesn't
I
do
don't
light
think.
ent.
No, the intense scenes were his real, shining moments.
Absolutely, and you like David Tennant as well.
I think he's brilliant. I think he's a really vivacious actor. You love watching him.
He's like a little fox, isn't he? Lovely little fox face.
Yeah, he's the kind of person who about 2 years ago I don't think would ever have made it into any sex symbol sort of lists, but now is...
No, I don't think he has made it into any sex symbol thing. I think he's really... I think the role of the Doctor is to be a bit asexual in some kind of respect.
Oh, and I'm talking about David Tennant, really, as opposed to... Well, no, I don't know.
It's not big enough and craggy enough for me, maybe.
Okay,
He'll be
yeah.
relieved. And what do we think? OK, what's your verdict on the new girl? Because that's what everybody listening will want to know.
I think she's great, but then, Russell T Davies has shown such great taste so far in sort of casting.
Does he have a big say in the casting?
I think the final say, pretty much. I mean,
Right.
he's the executive producer, he's the head writer, he's got a golden handcuff still at the BBC. I think she'll be as big as Billy, definitely.
Well, I did see her being interviewed on, this is my yardstick for everything, on GMTV's Entertainment Today. Now, no, she acquitted herself beautifully.
Yeah, okay.
She really did. She was charming, she was witty, she was
She is
amusing.
lovely, yeah.
And she looked quite, she looked like a lovely thing as well.
She's very tiny, though.
Is she?
Yeah.
All people on television are.
I know, she doesn't look it on screen at all.
That's the
but
only way
she's
they can
really-
fit in that little box, you see.
Yeah.
That's how it works. And what about our big new monsters? I said monsters.
The Daleks are back. In Manhattan this time.
Daleks in
Yeah,
Manhattan.
first time Doctor Who's ever filmed in America.
Really? Is that one of your facts?
That's
I
one of
bet
my
you've got a
facts.
oh God, I can see your magazine in my head, right? SFX magazine. I bet you've got a yellow box either on the left-hand side of the left-hand page or the right-hand side of the right page, and it's got facts.
Or knowledge, as I prefer to call it.
Right, and there'd be 10 bits of knowledge about... And I bet in this month's SFX you've got that this Dalek thing is the first time it's ever been... Was it actually shot in New York?
They did, kind of second unit kind of stuff. So,
Hold on,
yes,
what does
all right.
that mean, second unit?
That means just, sort of skeleton crew go out there and just film a few sort of background shots. But the main cast didn't go out
They
there.
all do it against a blue screen. And
In
fill it
Cardiff,
enough.
so, yeah.
Well,
brilliant.
oddly enough, my my cousin's son is works on Doctor Who in Cardiff on special effects. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't think they see much light, those people. I think they're just all...
Well, all you nerds are sort of, or you're either playing computer games or watching sci-fi.
I've never played a computer game in my life.
Well done. What about the reading sci-fi and all that sort of thing?
No, actually, I can't stand literary sci-fi.
Well done. That's the correct answer. So your sci-fi interest expands to where?
Honestly, I think if you ask most people... most blokes, certainly, actually, their favourite films, it would be Raiders of the Lost Ark, it would be Star Wars, it would be Terminator.
Isn't it depressing? Because
not for us, because
my boyfriend's 58, and those films that you've mentioned are all films that are in his top 10.
Actually, he'd probably like SFX, but like from the outside looking in, he would never touch it.
Well, I won't let him bring one in the house. Because he's a designer, you see, so he has enough design pornography in the house. I can't have, sci-fi pornography as well. It's just... I'm not having it.
Well,
Who's your magazine aimed at?
Hopefully quite cool people. We've actually found out that, like, Simon Pegg subscribes to us and Russell T Davies.
Well, he's very sci-fi.
Oh yeah, he's our sort of geek god, really.
Did you like Hot Fuzz?
I loved Hot Fuzz.
I hated it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Did you like Shaun of the Dead?
I didn't see Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
My daughter says I would prefer that, but I'm not sure whether I would. Okay. I just think Hot Fuzz is the absolute opposite of what 47-year-old women are looking for in entertainment.
Okay.
I love...
well, it's very much a boys' film, yeah.
I love Simon Pegg, and I love his sidekick as performers and actors and all that sort of thing. And the thing I did love about that film was their relationship, their friendship, which was the only thing, the redeeming thing of the film was actually their relationship, which was sort of based on real, true love. Look, we've rambled on. It's quarter past. Look at the time. Look at the time. It's time. I have to read this off the screen. They have very strict with me here. I'm Jenny Eclair. This is London's LBC 9. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say this is Radio 4. It's now 12:15. Jingle starts. Oh, it started. Nikki Selman has the travel. All right, Nikki.
I'm all right, thank you. The M25 have got some good news if you're heading clockwise over the QE2 bridge. Looks like traffic's all eased down there following an accident. However, over on the western side heading clockwise, the entry slip road at junction 15, the M4, is part blocked right now, and that's all down to an accident. In fact, if you can give me any more information on that one, I'd really appreciate it. The jam line number 08000 68 60 80. More good news for the A40 Westway heading away from town, all clear now between the Paddington Slip and the northern roundabout after a broken down car. You still got delays on the Seven Sisters Road both ways through Finsbury Park as there are some roadworks at Manor House. And if you're heading a little bit further afield on the M20 coastbound, there are still 2 lanes closed between junction 8, the Maidstone services, and junction 9 for Ashford North, all because of an accident involving a lorry from the early hours. Still long delays on the approach to that one. If you're heading out onto the train, you're still seeing half-hour delays on First Connect, Southeastern and Southern services following an incident at London Bridge. LBC 97.3 travel, your next update in half an hour.
James O'Brien, Good Friday morning, 11:30. Your chance to win £1,000. LBC 97.3.
This isn't the Ritz, it's a small-time caff. I pay all my wages as cash in hand.
Yeah, but Dominic...
Hey, don't worry about tax and national insurance. Ask no questions and you'll get no lies. Now there's your wages, in cash.
But Mr. Walker...
And if you don't like it, well, it's tough. Because there's nothing you can do about it. Is there?
If your employer is paying cash in hand, they may not be paying your national insurance contributions. This means you may not get a state pension or be entitled to benefits when you need them. Call HM Revenue and Customs on 0800 788 887 and we'll do something about it. You do not need to leave your name and address.
I took the inside track.
I took the inside track.
I took the inside track.
Over 65,000 people have attended Inside Track's free introductory workshop since 2002 to see how they could profit from property without going round the houses. Inside Track 0870 1244 614 or insidetrack.co.uk.
London's LBC 97.3. Jenny Eclair.
Jenny Eclair and the associate editor of SFX magazine, Steve O'Brien. Steve O'Brien doesn't look anything like us. I was expecting sort of some beardy old gimmer, sort of with a filthy jumper with sort of cereal encrusted down his tie. And you've got quite a little indie look going on. I mean, you think you're just borderline 37.
Yeah.
Next couple of years,
I
when
can
you hit
just
40,
about get away with it.
You just get
I'm
away
about
with
the same
skinny
age as most
jeans.
of Oasis, and they've got a few years left. So.
Actually, yeah, because it's Noel's 40th this year, isn't it? So yes, if they can do it, you can do it. do it.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Phew, thank
Yeah.
goodness for them. Right, so your interests aren't just in the sort of very narrow SF science fiction-y sort
It's
of
way
thing.
more mainstream than you think.
Yes, I'm trying to box you into a corner, aren't I? I'm trying to pigeonhole you. And
I feel like
quite annoying.
Henry Cooper. Yeah, go on.
You are showing your age. Do you remember The Great Smell of Brute? That was it. He was just saying that in your new SFX magazine, you've got a big interview with, is it Danny Boyle, the director?
Yeah.
Now,
for his new film, Sunshine.
Oh, now is that to follow up to 28 Days?
No, he's not directing that, he's producing that. And it's all very confusing. He's a very busy man.
Aren't we all, love? Aren't we all? So I suppose, what else have you... I was asking you just before the travel there, who's your magazine aimed at? And you said not the nerds that you think.
There's always going to be a sort of proportion of nerds in any
Do you
sort
ever
of
see a
thing.
girl buying your magazine?
Yeah, no, actually, our readership is about 50-50. Because of Buffy, actually. But Buffy kind of really brought in women into sort of sci-fi.
So other early influences, I mean, you sort of say Doctor Who. Was there anything else in your growing up years that made you sort of...
Well, Star Wars hit when I was 7, and you can't meet any person of my age who can't recite that. You know, it's like it's the male Dirty Dance thing. You know, every girl of a certain age.
No, I don't know anything. I've never seen Dirty Dancing. I'd be...
No, you would have been too old for it, I think.
What I mean is that
Ow. God.
no, you're absolutely right. But also, I have sort of allergy to films like that.
Yeah.
In so much that I come up in hives and sick comes out of my face.
Well, I think Star Wars is one of those. If I'd have seen it for the first time now, I'd have thought it was a load of rubbish. But if it grabs you at an early age,
I saw it when didn't they do that remake a few years ago?
Another chapter rather than a remake. Yeah,
I had a good sleep during that.
Unbelievable tripe.
It was. Do you know? I went there. I thought, what's that? Is that what alien space invader is that? What's that funny noise? It was me snoring like that.
Yeah, that's.
Did you have all the little toys as well? Have you got vast collections of?
No, I did.
Figures?
But then I sort of had that period where I kind of threw away childish stuff, as the old poem or something goes.
Yes.
And then
you put away your childish things.
Things, absolutely. And then I kind of regretted not keeping them because they're worth a lot.
Yes,
now.
of course. You fool. Do you go to conventions?
I've been to one or two.
Which ones?
I've been to some Doctor Who conventions. Yeah.
What about what's the other one that everyone used to go to? The
Star Trek?
No, not that. The one, the sitcom-y one with Craig Thingy and they were set on a spaceship. You know. Come on.
Sitcom.
What was it? It was funny.
Craig.
Craig, the black guy. You know, Red Dwarf.
Oh, Red Dwarf. Yeah. No, I always thought Red Dwarf was appalling.
Well, it wasn't actually. It wasn't that bad. It was quite funny in bits.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, it never tickled me. I just thought, well, everybody just I'm mugging it, and I never liked it. Very smug comedy.
Everything I liked about it.
Okay, you're entitled to your opinion. It's your show anyway. So.
No, not entirely. Well, not for the. I've got it for next week, and then after that, I'm going to Australia for quite a long time, so it's going to be someone else's show. I think it might be Karen McGiffins. I'm not sure.
I bet she doesn't like Red Dwarf.
So, what are your top 5 television sci-fi programs?
Life on Mars.
Yeah. Does that come in number 1 or number 5?
Oh, I think Doctor Who, just old loyalty, has to come in at number 1.
Okay, Doctor Who.
Oh, I'm not gonna do like a 1, 2, 3 thing. I'll just name a few.
Just a bunch of them.
Okay,
then.
a bunch.
Or jostling.
The Twilight Zone, original Star Trek, and the Avengers.
But the original Star Trek isn't a television one. I'm talking television. That's a film.
Yeah. No, the original, like William Shatner.
Oh, that one. Yes,
60s.
sorry, I've got completely. I was thinking. I get confused.
Yeah.
Between Star Trek and Star Wars.
You are a woman, aren't you?
Yeah, I totally. You know, last time I looked. But you see, I did used to watch Star Trek. Because in the 70s you sort of had to. There wasn't that much choice, you know.
Yeah.
There were only 3 channels.
It was always on BBC Two. BBC One, actually.
Yes. And I always was amused by how fat William Shatner used to look in his uniform. How he did this acting where he was always basically trying to hold his gut in.
Yeah.
A bit like a 37-year-old man wearing skinny jeans.
Yeah, I'm near to corset age.
So what do you want to do with the rest of your life then? Are you going to be happy on SFX Magazine for life, or your
it's kind of
saying...
great because it's kind of an Arrested Development kind of job, you know, really. You get to go on the set of all the kind of stuff you loved as a kid, you know.
Tell us some more about this new series of Doctor Who then, because that's what people really want to...
OK, I've got to be really careful about spoilers, though. John Sim might be turning up.
Well, you say John Sim might be turning up. We've already...
Oh, well, OK, John Sim is turning up then.
Yes.
But I can't say who's playing. despite what.
Well, people are saying he's playing a Time Lord.
Yes.
Baddie.
Yeah.
Okay, what
maybe an old, who's already appeared in a show, appearing in a new guise, but I don't know.
What about female baddies? Because there've been Sarah Parish was on the Christmas special. I'd love to play her. That's the only reason for me to be remotely interested. Actually, no, I lied because I did the last series of Doctor Who with Billy Piper and David Tennant. I sort of watched a couple of times with young children, nephews and nieces and that sort of thing, and it's quite easy to get sucked in.
Yeah, it's a perfect show for everybody.
I even quite like Primeval.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those. It's okay.
The only thing about Primeval that I got a bit tired of, only because in my sort of jealous old witch way, was that very pretty blonde girl, Hannah Sperrit.
Oh, yeah.
But permanently in her vest and pants.
What's wrong with that?
Well, that's exactly what the old man said. I said, what is she doing in her vest and pants answering the door again?
I regret not watching more of it now.
Did
Douglas Henschel get his top off at any point? Or?
I didn't ever notice that. Not to the same extent that Hannah Sperrit went round in her vest and pants. Anyway, that's beside the point.
You probably like him. He's a bit craggy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I genuinely do. Did you see? We're talking about. I've gone off completely onto another thing, but it was because you mentioned Danny Boyle, who of course famously directed Trainspotting, written by Irving Welsh. I am making some sense here.
Yes.
Did you see the Irving Welsh Wedding Bells?
I missed that the other night.
Well, I'm so angry with myself because I started watching it, and it was everything, visually fantastic. You've got sort of 4 or 5 birds walking through wasteland in wedding dresses with sort of guns and things like that. So it's like
cool.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
But I mean, what a great thing to do if I was ever to be a Doctor Who bad. Mind you, Catherine Tate did that, didn't she?
Yeah,
she was in a wedding dress.
She's kind of got that sort of sewn up.
Oh, I'm really jealous. In 5 minutes' time, it is going to be the bottom of the hour, 12:30. Michael McIntyre will be coming back in. What other sci-fi-ish sort of stuff have we got coming up on the telly?
Oh, there's Ashes to Ashes. Heroes, which is doing amazing, getting amazing ratings in the States, which could be the new Lost. I think BBC Two have bought that, and that's going to be on soon.
Okay, is Heroes people with sort of heroic values?
It's people with sort of like superpowers, but there's no spandex. This is all normal people, in normal suits. So
you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at them.
Science fiction. It's science fiction for people who don't really think they like science fiction.
Well, that's what Anthony Horowitz was talking about, really, about his latest book. He's got these twins that are telepathic. So are those sort of powers, are they?
Yeah, absolutely. Or being able to sort of run at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, they can't really know. They just speed up the film.
Well, I know.
I've never watched Lost.
Why not?
Well, I don't know what time it's on.
Well, that's what box sets are for. That's how everybody watches television nowadays.
I'm refusing to buy a box set until... What do you mean box set? Do you mean when you buy the whole DVDs and sit there like a complete sado for 4 days, not moving from the sofa?
Yes.
I have
never, rainy days.
Ever done that in my life. And God help me, I'm not going to start now. But if you were somebody that needed an introduction to that kind of thing, what box sets would you say you must buy?
Oh, Lost. Simply, because everybody was talking about it last year.
Yeah, I stopped listening though.
Yeah, well, they might, if that
was
many
that the
people...
one where the aeroplane crashed? And...
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then it all goes weird, and I think they're making it up as they go along. And I'd go for original Star Trek, definitely. Yeah, the 60s one. I go for all the ones I like, basically.
Which
I've got such a good taste. And I mentioned earlier,
Have you got a wife?
I've got I used to have a girlfriend until a few months ago who was never into this stuff, but that wasn't a factor.
But were you sure it wasn't a bone of contention in there?
No. Okay, it wasn't a part of the breakup, let's just say. But no, she didn't really like what she got to on 7 o'clock.
I might have kicked a raw nerve there. We are actually going to the ads now. They do pay our wages. No, genuinely they do, which is a shame really, because if I'd been more overdrawn in the past, I could be now claiming my money back from the banks, which is what Michael McIntyre is about to be doing. We'll talk more about that after the news, but right now we are going to the ads.